Have you ever felt like your mind is a machine without an off switch? While the rest of the world sleeps, you are wide awake and thinking. You find yourself analyzing a conversation from 3 years ago, dissecting every word. But before you hate this trait, let us look at it through psychology. Overthinking is often misunderstood as a flaw, but it is actually a sign of a highly sophisticated system operating at a very high and intense frequency. Your brain is not just overanalyzing, it is processing data at a depth that most people cannot even begin to perceive in their daily lives. This constant flood of information can feel like an overflowing cup, overwhelming your senses until you feel completely paralyzed by the sheer weight of your thoughts. But what if this noise is actually a superpower in disguise? Today, we will explore the science behind why your mind refuses to stay quiet tonight. Scientific research shows that many overthinkers possess what is known as a highly sensitive sensory processing system, or HSP, which functions like a high-definition radar. Their brains do not just see the world, they scan it for the smallest details, picking up on things that others would normally ignore or overlook. An HSP might notice the slight change in a friend's tone or a micro-expression that signals a shift in mood, even if nothing was actually said. While a typical brain might process information on the surface, the HSP brain engages in what psychologists call deep processing, looking for patterns and meaning. This means every piece of information is taken deep into the mind, where it is connected to past memories, future possibilities, and complex emotional frameworks. You are not just thinking, and you are cross-referencing every experience against a vast internal database of knowledge and feelings that you have built over time. This heightened sensitivity applies to all senses, making the world feel more vivid, more intense, and sometimes more overwhelming than it does for others around. When you listen to music, you do not just hear a melody, you feel the architecture of the sound and the raw emotion behind every single note. In a crowded room, you might absorb the energy of the people around you, feeling their joy or anxiety as if it were your very own. Your brain is a precision instrument designed to handle high-intensity data and find order within the chaos of the world you inhabit every single day. You are processing information at a level of complexity that is rare. This is not a malfunction. It is a high-performance mode of human consciousness. To understand why we have this trait, we must look back at our ancestors and see how this sensitivity once ensured the survival of the species. In the early days of humanity, survival depended on those who could sense danger before it arrived. Not everyone was built to be a fierce hunter. While most of the tribe slept, the overthinker remained awake, listening to the subtle shifts in the wind and the rustle of the leaves in the dark. The person who could hear the snap of a distant twig or smell a predator on the breeze was the one who kept everyone else safe. They were the early warning system, the guardians of the community, who used their anxiety as a tool to anticipate and prevent potential disasters for the tribe. Psychology teaches us that overthinking is an adaptation, not a flaw. It is a biological legacy designed to protect us from the unknown and the dangerous. Like a sharp scalpel, this trait is highly effective for delicate tasks, but it can be dangerous to the user if they do not know how. And overthinkers also helped maintain social harmony by sensing tensions within the group and acting as mediators to ensure that the community stayed united and strong. You are a guardian of safety and empathy. Your brain was forged in the fire of evolution to care deeply about the world and its people. However, living with a high-definition radar in a world of constant noise comes at a heavy cost. It leads to a state of mental exhaustion. When your mind is constantly scanning for threats and analyzing data, your energy reserves are drained far faster than those of the average person around you. This is empathy burnout. You absorb so much of the world's pain and complexity that your own internal light begins to fade and lose its strength. Your system becomes overloaded, and the radar that was meant to protect you starts to feel like a cage that you can never escape or leave. This leads to rumination, a mental trap where thoughts go in circles without ever reaching a conclusion, leaving you feeling trapped in a never-ending internal loop. The very depth of thought that makes you creative and insightful can also become a source of profound sadness and overwhelming isolation if left unchecked and unmanaged. You look in the mirror and see the fatigue of 1,000 battles fought entirely within your own head, leaving you feeling weary and deeply misunderstood. The weight of responsibility you feel for everything and everyone can become a burden that is simply too heavy for one person to carry alone forever. You have spent so much time being empathetic to the whole world, but you have forgotten to show that same kindness and empathy to yourself today. To find peace, we must learn the art of cognitive diffusion. This is a technique from acceptance and commitment therapy that helps you separate from thoughts. Imagine yourself standing on the bank of a river. Or your thoughts are not you. They are simply leaves floating by on the surface of the water. You do not need to jump into the water to catch the leaves or stop them from moving. You can simply stand on the shore and watch. Instead of saying, "I am anxious," try saying, "I notice that I am having a thought that I feel anxious." This small shift creates massive space. The clouds are your thoughts, but you are the sky. The sky is always there, vast and peaceful, no matter how many dark clouds pass through. By observing your thoughts without judgment, you take away their power to control your emotions and your actions. You become the observer of your mind. This boundary allows you to use your analytical mind when you need it and set it aside when it is time to rest and recover energy. You are learning to be the master of your radar rather than its servant. You are choosing which signals to follow and which to simply ignore. In peace is not the absence of thought. It is the realization that you are the one who hears the thoughts, not the thoughts themselves in reality. Your sensitivity is not a burden you must carry. It is a gift that allows you to experience life with a depth that is truly extraordinary. When you nurture this gift with self-compassion, it becomes a source of incredible creativity, profound empathy, and deep connection with the people and world around. These are the tools that will allow you to build a life of meaning and purpose, using your unique perspective to make the world a better. You were born to feel deeply, to think deeply, and to care deeply. Embrace the complexity of your mind, for it is your greatest and strongest asset. Remember, your overthinking is just a sign of how much potential you have to offer. Learn to guide it, and it will lead you home. Knowledge only gains value when it is shared. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on future insights.